Hey, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the J-hook success curve, which basically says that success is not linear. Success actually is a J-hook, so it goes down before it comes up. And this is why success feels like such a setback and a struggle before it actually takes off. So this is where things get worse before they get better. So think about when you go to work out. The first time you go to the gym, you're actually going to feel a lot weaker before you feel like you're getting stronger, right? So that's kind of an example of what this is. And it might feel like you're actually losing progress before you start catching your momentum. And this is why so many people quit before they actually see success, because they can't push through this. So this is what it looks like. So we have a couple of different talking points through this. So the first is create. So this is where you're excited. You're like, yeah, I think I want to stream, okay? And so it has to go down. We're planting a seed. Imagine this is a seed, and we'll talk about this concept in another video. But this is a seed, and then it has to sprout up into the tree, right? But it's got to go down before it goes up, okay? So this is the create mode. You're excited, then you release it, you start going live, and you're like, wow, this is kind of harder than I thought. And then it goes into the morph, where we're going to start changing our content to fix whatever needs to be fixed to start doing. We're going to model success and change how we're performing. And then we can scale, and then we can harvest. So let's dive into the first section, which is create. This is the spark of your streaming journey. This is the glitter in your eyes. You see other people making money, being successful, and you have all of this excitement before you start your journey. You get your channel set up, you got your overlays, you buy the mic, and you're just full of dreams and the excitement of what lies ahead. And you go live with 0 viewers, except maybe your best friend or your mom lurking in the chat. Your first follows are probably bots. You're going to get those little people that come in that are like, hey, want to buy some followers? And engagement is really low. Okay, so here's some common mistakes with the create phase. You're focusing on monetization before figuring out your content. Okay, people who want to monetize too quickly, there's nothing wrong with going into streaming because you see what a vehicle for success it can be. I'll be totally transparent with you. That was a big reason why I wanted to go into being a streamer, because I saw people having some more financial freedom doing this, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that cannot be the first focus, and it cannot be the most determining driving factor for you, because that comes later. So we have to have other things motivating us besides just money. So if you're already thinking about how to make money before knowing what makes people stay, you are setting yourself up to fail. 100%. Instead, focus on creating engaging content and developing your on-stream personality. Monetization comes later, okay? We give and then we receive, okay? So after you figure out what makes people watch, then it will come. So don't spend too much time on aesthetics and focus instead on the content. Don't invest in big fancy equipment before you even really know if this is something you really do want to do and invest in, and have the longevity to stick it out. Do not expect instant growth. Unfortunately, unless you are queso, that is not going to be your story, but that's okay, because it's a lot of people's story. The slow growth, that's just part of the game. And streaming random games with no strategy, that is a major setback for people. So what do we do instead? We're going to define our niche, which I talk about in a later video through this course. Are you a high energy entertainer, a pro level gamer, or a chill community builder? Study what other streamers in your category and what works best for them. What are the top 3 streamers in your category? What are they doing? How are they performing? How do they talk to their chat? How do they structure their content? And you want to study them, not to mimic them, but that's where the model phase comes in. And focus on the content you're actually creating and not just the gear. The best mic will not save a boring stream, okay? So section 2, part 2 of this is the release phase. Going live and facing reality. So what happens? you officially start going live. You start going live for, a couple of weeks, a month, a couple of months, and you struggle to keep up energy for hours. You're talking to yourself, which feels awkward, and chat is silent. And your follower count grows painfully slow, if not negative. If not losing followers faster than you can gain them. This is the very harsh reality of the release phase. Now again, look, we're going lower. Look, we started here, we going down, okay? And we not even down the farthest we're about to go. Okay? So, hold on, cuz it does get better. So what are the mistakes in this phase? Trying to scale before nailing your content and your brand. If you try to grow by streaming more hours, but your content is not strong, you're just grinding in place, okay? We have to have intention behind our stream. If your content is not niched enough, it's not structured enough, and you just hit go live and think, I'm just gonna play my game and go live, that's not it. That's not how we do it. Instead, we're going to focus on perfecting your stream experience first. Great engagement is way better than spending long hours trying to grind through the phase, okay? Streaming too much without a content plan, bad idea. It's better to have a well-organized, high engagement 3 hours than I just click go live for 6 hours. That will always outperform. And another mistake is expecting organic Twitch discovery. Twitch does not favor new streamers, unfortunately. They are not trying to help you in any way, shape, or form. They do not have a organic algorithm like YouTube or TikTok would. And you're not networking with other creators. This is really important. In my opinion, the network is the number one way to grow. As Kai Cenat says, you have to make content bigger than yourself. So I wouldn't suggest going and asking the top 3 streamers in your category when you don't have anything to offer them in return. You don't have an audience. You don't have sponsorships. You don't have attention. You don't have eyeballs yet. So I would network with people that are close to my actual viewer content, that sort of thing. So it would be more effective for you to network with someone else who has 10, 15, 20 viewers than trying to jump 14 feet ahead, okay? So what do we do instead? We need to promote our Twitch outside of Twitch. So on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. This is so important. Using this time. So if you have 10 hours to work on your stream, it would be better for you to stream a well-structured, high energy 4 hours and then use the other 6 hours to network, clip, post your videos, work on your person, work on your internal person, things like that. That's what's actually going to help you grow. And I talk more about the internal work in the Be Do Have video, but this is the first one. I want you to understand before we move on why streaming feels so discouraging at first. This is the same hook. This success curve is for anything you're going to try to create. You write a book. Okay, when you write a book, you're not getting paid until the book comes out, right? Anything that you do that is not instant gratification or a paycheck, this is what it looks like for everything and everyone. So your struggle is not personal. That's the good news. Okay, that's the good thing about it. So what can we do instead? We need to talk when no one is chatting. So you get to practice being engaging. I want you in your mind's eye, no matter how many people are there or who's chatting or not, literally imagine you have 300 people watching you. And I want you to just brain throw up. Literally just external process everything you say, everything you do, everything you think for that game or in that moment, or tell a story. Oh, wow, this part of the game makes me remember that one time I was at my grandma's house and this happened and blah, blah, blah. People will start chatting. People will come in. And that's how you practice being engaging. And we want to create reoccurring content. So like weekly challenges or theme days. So maybe on Saturdays you play a spooky game. and it's a spooky Saturday, and people can look forward to that weekly consistent content segment for your stream. Okay, so now we're going to get into the morph phase. So this is, it doesn't show it as the lowest, but it is the darkest arrow. This is the lowest point of the curve, okay? And it is called the Valley of Disappointment right here. This is the Valley of Disappointment. This is where most people quit. The hype is gone. The sparkle is gone. The reality that you are not going to blow up immediately has set in. People are not flocking to your stream. Growth is flat or declining despite the amount of effort you have put in. And you see smaller streamers surpassing you. This was me, 100%. And I have cried many tears in my own valley of disappointment, okay? The realization hits that this is a lot harder than you thought. But here is the good news. Number one, it doesn't go lower than this, okay? Number two, this is not personal. This is not because you as a person are invaluable or you suck or anything like that. This means, what do I need to do to improve my content, learn new skills, learn the psychology, and have the tool set to be successful? So here's some common mistakes made in this phase. Comparing yourself to established streamers. Comparison is a thief of joy. You will never be Queso. You will never be Jinxie. You will never be any of those people, but you are you. And you have a unique skill set. You have unique life experiences. There are things about you that people will never be able to mimic or copy ever in their lives. And that's the good news, is you get to be true and authentic you and develop those skills to be successful. Another common mistake is failing to adapt. You stick to bad habits. You don't learn what you're doing wrong, see it, change your viewpoint so you can move forward, which is what we're going to be talking about, and I'm going to be helping you do through this program and through this mentorship. If you are in the mentorship, this is what I am helping you with. You don't know what you don't know, right? But that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help peel back the carpet, let the roaches out, put some fresh air in there and say, okay, this is what's happening. This is why you're stuck. And maybe it's a mindset issue. Maybe you're in a bad category. Maybe your energy is off. Maybe you have an internal belief that's blocking you from wanting to reach the next stage. Whatever it is, that's what I'm here to help you with. And if you're not in the mentorship and you're just here in the program, you're still going to get a ton of value out of this. This is going to blow your mind. This is going to open your mind. It's going to help you transform the way you think, which is going to transform the way you live, okay? And if you need extra help, I have the one-on-one calls available. You can message me to see if I have mentorship spots available. I'm here to help you. That's my job. That's my purpose on this earth. So don't accept being stuck, because there is an answer. There is a way to overcome it. There is a way to get out, and it's not you. It's just something that we got to figure out, okay? And that's the good news. So another common mistake is losing consistency or motivation. Now, motivation is a very fickle trait, okay? Instead of being motivated, you're going to have to be disciplined. When motivation fails, discipline has to kick in. And discipline means I do the things I know I have to do, whether I feel like it or not, okay? And this is one of the most difficult things to learn as a person, and especially as an entrepreneur, because you may think of yourself as, well, I'm just a streamer. No, you're not. You're an entrepreneur. You own your own business. You are creating a space for you to create value, which is going to pay your bills, right? You wouldn't be in this video right now if you were not committed to elevating yourself and elevating your game to make this something that could literally change your life and your family's life for many generations. So, reminder, this is the point where 99% of people quit. If you push through, you will separate yourself from the pack. You will be the top 1%. Okay? And again, I'm here for you. Even if you're not in the mentorship, call me. Let's figure it out. Okay? Let's figure it out. I got you. So what do we do instead? We're going to analyze your best and worst streams. What worked? What didn't? When was chat the most engaged? And take that and apply that. Try different formats. Use reaction content, IRL streams, collabs. Try different things. This is where we morph. We are morphing to do whatever we need to do to get the traction, to get the audience that we need to be successful. And we're going to reframe our mind that this is a learning phase. This is normal. This is normal. You did not come out of the womb the number one performer. Michael Jordan did not get on the basketball court for the first time and he was, top tier gamer, top tier basketball player. You know what I'm saying? All of these people had to put in the reps and they had to become that person. Again, this is going to segue into the be, do, have video, which is where I'm really going to blow your mind and I'm really going to challenge you. But this is normal. Don't be discouraged. What you're feeling right now is not because you suck, okay? You just haven't learned the skill that you need, or you just don't know what you don't know, right? So we're going to push through. Okay, number 4. All right, this is where we're about to start going up. Woohoo, party. We're going to find our winning formula. So what happens? You figure out what works, your specific game. I was so against Dead by Daylight. When I first started streaming, I only played single player story horror games. So Resident Evil, Outlast, Little Nightmares, games that had an end, okay? I started actually gaining traction when I, picked a category that people actually wanted to watch, that people were there. Dead by Daylight was one of them. This is also a PvP game. PvP games historically do a lot better than single player story games unless it is brand spanking new. You got to capitalize on that audience while it is super fresh. Otherwise, ship has sailed, okay? Your content style. Are you high energy? What is your community like? What do they like to see? What do they like to do? Your humor. Dialing all that in. Viewers start returning. Your chat is not dead anymore. Let's go, period. Your branding and personality become recognizable. Again, we'll talk about all of that in later modules. So what are some common mistakes? We ignore the analytics and just try to guess. Okay, this is called the spaghetti method, where you take spaghetti and you just start throwing it against a wall and you're like, what sticks? Okay. Look at your analytics. When was the chat most active? Go through your Twitch and say, okay, I had the most chat messages at this point. What was I doing? And then use that going forward. We're sticking to one type of content that isn't growing. I've said this in other videos, but if you want to start a restaurant, what is the number one thing you need to have? You're probably thinking, oh, you need a great menu. You need a really good staff. You need a good location. All of those are wrong. The number one thing you need to be a successful restaurant owner is hungry customers. If no one wants your food, if no one wants what you're trying to serve, you're not going to sell. You're not going to have anything. So if you're sticking to a type of content nobody's wants, that's not going to work. And then another common mistake is you're not engaging enough. Lurkers won't stay if you don't give them a reason to stay. The secret sauce of Twitch is the interactive part, right? So we need to be interactive. You're not Kai Cenat. Okay, people are not just going to throw money at you so you can say their name one time and then come back. You have to take what you have as an advantage. I say this all the time. Small streamers have an advantage over big streamers because you can be that connection. You can give someone that time of day and remember their name and remember what they had going on and care about them as a person and foster that relationship to where they want to come back because they feel included. So what do we do instead? We're going to double down on what gets traction. Look at your analytics. Look at your chat engagement. When was the best thing? Engage outside of Twitch on Discord, social media, and collabs. I cannot stress enough how important collaborations are right now. It is the number one way to grow. Create content off Twitch like YouTube clips, TikToks, memes, Twitter. Go like some Twitter posts and comment. Add value to your audience outside of when you're live. Okay, and then the fifth section is scale. We're finally out of the dark, baby. Woohoo! We are finally seeing some results. This is when the momentum kicks in. You're finally affiliate or partner. You're probably affiliate way before this, but this is when you're going to get partner. You're going to get some traction, okay? Your viewership becomes consistent. Brands are starting to reach out, or you're starting to get sponsorships. This is the best time to start capitalizing on those two monetization methods. And your income is finally starting to grow. Now, this isn't always guaranteed, but there is a correlation between the amount of viewers you have and your monetization to an extent. So here's some common mistakes. Getting complacent, assuming growth will just continue automatically. That is unfortunately not true. You got to develop, keep your stuff fresh. So take what's working and make it even better, okay? Overloading yourself with collabs and burning out. Now, collabs, again, are very important, but that is a very high energy requirement, and that can get you burned out. So now you're excited, okay? You're finally taking off. You got viewers. You're pushing for partner. It's right around the corner. You can feel it, and you're going to be tempted to stream 3 times as much as you've been doing. But I submit to you not to do that. Don't do that, because you're going to burn yourself out and you're going to burn your community out. And then what happens when you need to go back down, you know? So just be consistent. The flame that burns the brightest burns out the fastest, right? So if what you're doing is working, then just keep doing that, okay? And don't ignore your community. New streamers can rise fast, so retention matters, all right? Make sure you're keeping that engagement up. What to do instead? We're going to focus on viewer retention, community engagement over trying to get more followers. So when you take care of the people that have taken care of you, everything else will take care of itself. Okay, that's the magic sauce. Automate tasks, hire mods, use chatbots, get editors. I have a connect if you need editors. Let me know. Take things off your plate. Invest in your success. Invest in your systems. And build long-term monetization methods, which we talk about more. So merch, coaching, memberships like Patreon. Offer behind-the-scenes content. Offer community nights for people who subscribe. And then the last but absolutely not least is harvest. Turning stream into a business. You have multiple income streams from subs, sponsors, YouTube revenue. You got merch. Brands are reaching out, all that jazz. You can work smarter and not harder. So you can stream the same, but you can use more content for repurposing. And you can create a brand that exists beyond just streaming. So what are some common mistakes here? Relying only on Twitch revenue. Twitch takes a big cut. Now, if you're to this point, you're probably in the 70-30 split. But until then, oh Lord, okay, that's a 3. But until then, you're 50-50. That's tough stuff right there. Even bits and donations can help offset this cost, but a lot of people like to give subs. So using other places to make money off your brand is incredibly required. It's not just nice, it's required, okay? Not treating streaming like a business. So thinking about your taxes. You're making money now. And this is not tax advice. I am telling you right now, I am not giving you tax advice. But if you are to this point and you need help with this, I can tell you what I did and guide you to some professionals to actually give you real personal advice on that, okay? But I have seen streamers get in big trouble with themselves, like with the IRS, because they did not budget the taxes not coming out of your Twitch revenue. Twitch is not taking taxes out for you like a paycheck. That is a 1099. That is a self-employed payment. And so taxes are treated very differently for that. So keep that in mind, okay? Budgeting and contracts. And then losing passion due to overwork. Okay, like I said, it's very exciting. It's very tempting to just like let it consume you, but you can't do that. It'll burn you out. So what do we do instead? We're going to use YouTube, Patreon, merch. You can do coaching like what I'm doing, hire help like managers and editors, and then keep reinventing. Don't let your content get stale. Keep evolving. And so here's the final takeaways to push through the dip. Success is not instant. You will struggle before you succeed. But the good news is it's not personal. This is just the natural flow of how creating something is created. You got to grow down before you can grow up, okay? The biggest difference between successful streamers and quitters is who survives the valley of disappointment. And I'm sorry, but it just brings me back to Psalm 23. And though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint me with oil. My cup overflows. Okay, so we're walking through the valley of shadow of death, but keep going. It's meant for you to be overcome. It's meant to grow you and change you as a person. Morph you so you can have all of this. Okay? Totally normal. And then we're going to adapt, learn, and keep showing up. Your breakthrough could be one stream away. I say this all the time. That's why it's so important to have your best energy when you come out. You have no idea who's watching. Your newest, biggest fan could come in that day. And if your energy is crap, they're not going to stay. So treat every stream like this is your biggest performance you could have of the week. That's what your community deserves. That's what your viewers deserves. That's how we serve them. And that's what's going to make you grow. If you liked this video and want to see more like it, check out my channel where I drop $100,000 level advice to help you grow your stream fast. And if you need a more personalized touch, I offer one-on-one strategy calls to help you overcome whatever roadblock you're in. Or if you need a more self-paced option, I also offer courses to help you grow past any stage you're at in your journey. I love you. I'll see you in the next one.